And there we go. Hello. It has been a bit of a while. God, it's been, I think, since March, and we are now in May. Today is May 16th, 2024. This is Flionfree Fibers, my all things fiber related fibercast. um, Focus basically pretty much on everything. I am a shepherdess. I run my farm. We do soup to nuts fiber. We'll end up with roving yarn, everything. And then I'm also a fiber artist. So talk about it all. So weaving, spinning, it's going to be heavy spinning today, knitting, felting, crocheting, all of the things. I am in a different spot in my room today, so if you've watched in the past, and the lighting is weird, so I'm going to sit back so I don't have such a shadow. I usually sit over at my desk, but I have been at my wheel for some time, so that's where I'm at with my fiber cubbies behind me. These are all my fibers. Well, not all of them. There's a lot over here, but these are my ready to go fibers. Anyway, it's going to be rambly today because it's been a while. So you can find me on Etsy at Flionfree Fibers. I have not updated the site for a bit because I had Connecticut sheep and wool, so everything went with me there. And we've sold out of a lot of things because it's a lot more less markets in the summer. Focus mostly on the winter, so that's where so now it's just making things, lots of making things, and working outside. So it's been very busy since March. That's why I haven't been here. As I said, it's easy to do weekly in the winter, but in the summer months, obviously we're way busier on the farm, and I'm in the forest working, so it's a lot. It's raining today, so I had the opportunity. It actually rained yesterday. I spent all morning doing farm work right up till raining time, seeding the pastures and spreading manure. And then it's been pouring, so I do have extra time. I mean, I'm happy to sit here and spin and not record, but it's been a while. So, you can also follow me on Instagram at Flionfree Fibers and the farm at Easy Acres Gnomestead. I'm on Facebook as Easy Acres Gnomestead too, so if you want to see all of our lambs, I'm sure there's been some born since last time we chatted. So I think they were the last ones born were all boys, so they've been banded. My older two boys are ram lambs, so they are up for rehoming. I did bring one new sheep in so far from another flock. I've got two more to pick up, and I'm looking at going up north for a special boy. So maybe a ewe. I don't know. We're still in the works of those details. So there's a lot going on with the farm, but they are all hunker down. It is raining hard. It is pouring today. So it's probably just a mud fest out there, but great for the seeds that I just put out. Oh, what else has gone on the farm? I mean, everything's blooming. It's spring. Like I said, my daughter came to visit for a while. I will show you something she made while she was here. She crochets. She does everything like just makes it up. She sees some things and then she makes them up, but doesn't really follow patterns. So that's really cute. I'll show that in a bit. And so she was here for 2 weeks, and then I went right into production for Connecticut sheep and wool, getting fleeces ready, brought 22 pounds up to the mill. So we had shearing while she was here. She helped me, was helping during shearing. She helped me tag the lambs. She held on to them. So if you follow our farm page, you'll see pictures of her holding them. Helped me skirt the fleeces, and I brought all of those up to the mill. And we had, oh gosh, let's see, Connecticut sheep and wool. I had a couple fleeces left, and I had those for sale. Those are both gone now, but I just brought home 8 more fleeces from a flock down the road of Gulf Coast native. And Connecticut sheep and wool went really well. It was busy. it was good. It was a good event. So it was a little last minute as far as my notification for being able to attend, but we're already signed up for next year, so won't have to do that. Speaking of, I'm looking at myself in this big oversized, probably 3 sizes too big sweatshirt. Like I said, it's raining. I was outside and came in soaked and cold, so I changed into a massive like cozy sweatshirt today. So there's really no where I had a different hat on plus a hood. So I'm kind of disheveled a bit, but I mean, I have pajama pants on now because I was just soaked and wasn't really looking to put all like the clothes back on. I just wanted to get warm. So anyway, Connecticut Sheep and Wool went really well. I did finish a special knit. It's actually, today's the 16th. So it's almost the 1-year anniversary to my mentor, shepherdess, and where I got my sheep from, passing away from cancer. And her husband had asked me to make a blanket out of our wool for her chair. She was a big advocate for the breed, and she always wanted a black lamb, so I bought a black fleece and hand processed it, hand spun it, and then mixed it with my mill spun yarn. So I took a picture when it was on the blocking board, so it still had, you know, the ends out, because I wait till it's all blocked and then I trim all the ends, and they were woven in, but then there's still ends. But I did display it at Connecticut Sheep and Wool before I delivered it. So, oh, I don't know if you can see that. There is my, ooh, wow, the reflections. Hold on. Connecticut Sheep and Wool booth. And let's see if I can put that up a bit. And there is the blanket. So it's just a lap blanket to decorate the back of her chair. The darker brown, which, you know, it's sun-tipped black fleece, was what I hand processed. I still have more of it, but that's what I hand processed to kind of work that in for her. So that was a big project that actually got my elbow. I worked really, I mean, I put that out in, I think, 2 weeks. So it was quick because it took me all the time to get the yarn, you know, from the mill, and then I had to hand spin to match it. My hand spun actually was 4-ply because I spun it so thin, so versus the 2-ply from the mill, but it matched up perfectly. Came out really nice, so that was nice. You can see pictures of it on my Ravelry. I'll link that in the notes below. Oh, what else have I finished for knitting? I'm not really sure on knitting. I've been doing a lot of spinning, so that was a big knit project that I needed to get done. I have some knits in the works, some hats that I've kind of started. I started a pair of fingerless mitts, but I've kind of been trying to catch up on my spinning because through the winter I was so much in production that I wasn't doing a lot of spinning. Let's see. I did show some coil spun last time. I know it was way back in March, but I did make a longer version of that. More, it was probably about 40 yards, I think. That sold at Connecticut Sheep and Wool, so I cannot show that. So the art yarn sells pretty well, and I enjoy the fun and texture of art yarn. So what I'm going to show today is spinning, but I'll stay with Connecticut Sheep and Wool. I only bought 2 things because I was vending, so I didn't have time. Oh, actually, from the She Shed, my tea, I did buy a mug. I was torn between a few different mugs. This one only has the sheep on one side, but she hand, I think you call it throwing when, for pottery. But it's a few little cute sheep. I've been wanting a sheep mug, but I like oversized mugs. I don't like the little 6-ounce teacups. So she had perfect mugs. So this is from the She Shed. She has great stuff. Her pottery and her wool. So I bought that. I think she was 2 booths down from me, so I was able to see her. And towards the end of the day, I was able to get my husband to kind of sit there for me and just text me if he needed, if someone came in. You know, towards the end of the day, it was really slow down, probably in the last half hour. So I got to like run to other barns and come back, run to other barns and come back. I got this cute little bag from HWD Creations. I really liked I like the little handbags where you can kind of sit there and hand projects while you hike. It does have a drawstring, so I have all my cards and stuff in here, and different fabric inside. It has 2 pockets inside as well. So I talked to Mills. Let's see, who else did I talk to? Oh, Crippen Works. They have needle cases. So I didn't buy one because I wasn't sure. I have needle cases. I have my crochet hooks. I want a wrap for them, but I have the clover ones where they're a little bit thicker. So I needed to kind of check the size and get back to her. And I do have, so when I was going through my fleece cellar, I call it my wool cellar, like a wine cellar. I was going through a bunch of bags that I had. I'm trying to empty it out so that it gets to where we shear and it shears and it goes. And I only have a few of them that I want to hand process instead of 40 bags of wool down there that I have no idea what they are. So I have a few mystery fleeces because a rescue gave me their fleeces after shearing, and I thought they were all alpaca because that's what they had said. Do you want some alpaca fleeces? Well, they brought me like 9 bags, and a few of them are nice fleeces. I just don't know what they are, but they're clearly wool. They're not alpaca. And then I have 3 beautiful alpaca fleeces. So I did speak to a mill about taking those and mixing it in with my wool as well. So we're gonna, that'll be a project that I'm working on, getting that over to that mill to mix. And they will also do mohair, or not mohair, my Angora rabbit, which not all mills will do rabbit. So if I want to mix my rabbit in, they will do that as well. Speaking of, where did I just put my phone? So I had someone purchase some of my rabbit at the Connecticut Sheep and Wool, and she promptly spun it up. So she bought one from both my boy, who is a roux, he's a red-eyed white, there's fibers flying around, and my female, who is a chestnut. So she bought one of each. She spun them and then plied them together. So I'm going to try and get this to not be, I don't know. I did post the picture on, it's a beautiful spin. It's kind of like a barber pole. It's really pretty and so soft. So she spun those up, and she also, I'm going to show these later, but she spun up an art bat. So I make art bats with a lot of the fibers back here. I will actually mix them and make fun art bats, which I will show. That was a project I had for Connecticut Sheep and Wool, was to increase my art bats. So I have a bunch of those. I have some of those left over, but I'm going to have them for, I'm just going to kind of hold them off to the side. I mean, someone messaged me and says they want a specific one for Tour de Fleece, and I will have them available. I believe we're having an event here for Tour de Fleece. So, oh, let's see, other things. So that's what I got at Connecticut Sheep and Wool, which my daughter was here prior to that, so I'm going to show. She made me this little cute bag that has been crushed. So it's a little mushroom bag, and you lift it up, and there's your little bag. So it's cute for notions or a little purse or whatever, but she makes all sorts of great things. She made my, her brother a little succulent. He wanted a succulent, and so she made him one. I crocheted it so that he couldn't kill it. He's 19, he's not home all the time, so then he doesn't have to worry about watering it. Oh gosh, let's see. spinning. So I'll show some of the art bats. So let's see what it is. So these are all made. I get fiber from various places, including mine. But I make up bats so they're mixed together. I don't know how well this is going to show the colors, but this one is called Space Trash. I have two, one at 1.46 ounces and one at 1.31 ounces, and they're $10 an ounce. I purchase all the stuff, so it all has to get here. This is alpaca, merino, llama, a wool blend, yak silk, Teesdale, and Leicester long wool. So it has the curly locks in there. It's got, oh, you know what? It also has some sparkle in it, so probably some Stellina or one of those, but it has a little bit of sparkle in it. It's purple with greens and blues, and then it's got the black base and a little bit of silver, so it looks like space. These are so fun to spin because they're really textured. You'll be spinning along and all of a sudden you've got like curls and bumps, and so you got to kind of let go and allow the wool to make what it wants. This is Farmland Sunset. Now you can see pictures of this on my Instagram, my Easy Acres Homestead Instagram. I was literally driving home from spinning one night and the sunset was so beautiful. So there's the grassland, the sun, and the sky was full of purples and pinks and those little bits of white in there. So this has a bit of everything in it, honestly. It's alpaca, Angelina, Angora, bamboo, llama, Leicester longwool, mohair, merino, Romney, Shetland, Teesdale, and Tussa silk. So there's all sorts of things in here. But it's so pretty because you get those curly locks. Those are the, there's some actually in every color of it. So it's really pretty. I only have one of those out, so that one's 1.1 ounces. I think this one I've shown before. So unfolded, this is sort of what they look like. So they're bats, so they have all the texture and colors in there. So I had unfolded this one to show someone. I have two of these. And this, I think this is called Tropical Vibes. So it's orange and green and purple. It kind of looks like a coral reef with the blues and the white of the waves. So there are, gosh, what are they? There's two of these, 1.73 ounces and 1.37. So about 3 ounces, probably exactly 3 ounces of those. I mean, these are super fun to make, to blend the colors on the drum carder, and then also to spin them up, because you come up with these beautiful things that are not just your standard braids. Obviously, as you can see, I have standard colorful braids up here that are like, you know, market braids. But the rest of this is just raw. Not raw, but you know, like it's the fiber. It's nothing to it color-wise. So like, ooh, I'm dropping things. This is, God, what are you? I forget. And all the wools have different textures. So this is 70% Romney lamb and 30% kid mohair. It was dyed with dahlias. So it's just yellow. So I have to mix it to make the pretty art bats. There's all sorts of curls and locks and colors in here. Ooh, I'm dropping more stuff. And then I take them and I come up with a color palette. So I have drawers underneath my drum carder. So I'll take basically all the material out, put it in one drawer, come up with a color palette idea. I take out what I want, weigh it, and then it goes into the drawer above that. And then that's what I work off of on the drum carder. Cause like, here's all your, I don't know, here's your rainbow, and then here's what you've made, your color palette. So I'll just switch drawers as I go, but it makes it fun. Like this one. So this one is called Butterfly. It is a brown alpaca with I think the blue is alpaca too, and it's got mohair locks, and this is a fine merino. The orange is a fine merino and tussa silk. Yep, and that's all that has. Oh, it has some sea cell in it. That's like white actually in here is sea cell. So my finer stuff, so I have yak silk, sea cell, oh gosh, cashmere, like the finer like things in there. So that's 1.5 ounces. Do I have two of those? I think I only have one of those. And then what are you called? This is called Pansy. This is a purple and orange. It does have some of the Leicester Longwool locks in it. It's alpaca, merino, Leicester Longwool, Teesdale, and tussa silk. So that's really pretty. That's 1.79 ounces. So it's really fun to do the art spins when when you're kind of bored of the monotony of just a plain thin spin that's taking forever. I'll show you one of those. I had to cleanse my palette quite a bit because I think I did 12 ounces of art yarn spinning, and still it was tough to go back. Oh no, here's another one of these. Oh no, this is chocolate covered cherries. So it is a brown alpaca with some llama and Leicester Longwool locks. So I believe the llama is the cherry color. That's 1.37 ounces. But it's really, I know the lighting's not great in here. But you've got like the brown curls and, oh, it looks yummy. And then this one, what are you called? I See Sunshine. So this has alpaca, Corriedale, mohair, Romney, and stellina. It's got, I don't know if you can see the shiny bits. Ooh, that's the stellina. It is blue with some yellow mohair locks and the yellow and a little touch of green, but it reminded me of just the sun coming out. When I was making these, we were still in April and not seeing all of the beautiful sunshine yet. Connecticut Sheep and Wool was a beautiful day. Obviously, it's always chillier in the barns, so that's where I was all day, but it was a beautiful day, and we had a lot of traffic, so that was good. So, other things. So, this was from the last WAFA sale in April. I caught Sunday because I was obviously busy on Saturday, and Friday I was busy getting ready for Connecticut Sheep and Wool, so it was the same weekend. This is from, I can't read her label, hold on. The label is faded where the name is. Rusty Spur Ranching Creations. So this was one of her braids where she's like, I just love someone to spin this up and show me what it looks like, because she had fun dyeing it. So I haven't got to it yet, but this will definitely be an art spin because I was spinning some other things. So we've been doing our Shave 'em to Save 'em program. Let me see if I can even find who I got stuff from. So the first one we did, so this was our, that's not right. I'm gonna find the right one. There we go. So this was the Teeswater. This was January. Teeswater has a wonderful like luster to it. The sheen on it is just very pretty. This was from Hopping Acres. So if you want to do this Shave 'em to Save 'em, all you have to do is buy a form of fiber from one of the registered producers. So I'm a producer for Gulf Coast Native because they are critically endangered. We are part of the passport program. So you buy 4 ounces, you get a sticker. If I have a page with a sticker. So I gave myself a sticker because obviously I do a lot of work with my So you get a little sticker, you put it in your passport book, and all you have to do is whatever form of fiber you have that you purchase, you have to take it to the next level. So we were buying, our spinning group is buying roving comb top and spinning it. So that's a completed project. Now, if you're not a spinner, you can buy yarn, 4 ounces of yarn, and knit something, weave something, whatever. That's your completed project. So it just needs to be 100% of the 4 ounces needs to be in that project. Okay. So I have a project for this afterwards. So Teeswater was January for us. So we're doing one a month. And then Caracal was our February. So this is definitely a more rustic yarn. It's a little rougher. It feels a lot different in raw form than it does spin. I love it spun. It was kind of rough. It had to be pulled apart. It's very hairy like. It's very like primitive wool. So I was like pulling it apart and fluffing it while I was spinning, but it worked great. I love the yarn. I love the finished product of the yarn. So that was from the Sassy U. We got that one. March, we also got from the Sassy U was Southdown. So as you can imagine, I am behind because I still had markets going and Connecticut sheep and wool. So I've spun 2 ounces of my Southdown so far, but it's just white. And I ordered white. She did have colors, so it's not on, you can buy colors from her. But because I would like to possibly, I'm doing all natural for my spin. I may or may not dye them. So we'll see. I think I'm going to do all natural for my spinning, and for my finished, I'm going to actually take this to the next level. I have a project in mind for all of these once we're done. But I did buy extra to dye. So there's my Southdown. That is from the Sassy U. April, which I haven't even started yet, is Navajo Churro, which we got from Flying Heart Ranch. And I'm in the process of ordering our May, which will be Oxford, and that is coming from, gosh, I don't have them. They are in New Hampshire, but we're still, that order is in Sartell Farm. I think that's the name of it. In, what did they say? Here on our farm. Their flock of Oxfords. I don't know. It's the Sartells. I actually met them at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, which was last weekend, so we'll get to that one. And spoke with them about the Shave 'em to Save 'em program and let them know that I have Gulf Coast native, so if they ever have anyone looking, they can send them my way, and then I would be putting a bulk order in for our spinning group for those that they have available. So that's the Shave 'em to Save 'em program. And let's see. So from the WAFA sale, I had purchased some, these weren't art bats, but they were art Rolags. So same thing, different form. This one is, ooh, hold on. So I've spun it all up. I haven't plied it yet, but it is all spun up. This is from Agem Fiber Arts and Angora. This is a French sable Angora from Fendler Family Farm, Merino BFL, and faux cashmere. It is very, very soft. It's like a teal and white and gray. It's got different textures in it. It's super, super soft with that Angora in it. So that one I might just ply to itself. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet. This one is called Violet Celebration Rollags. It is 80% farm dyed wool, including merino, rambouillet, and 10% farm dyed lotus fiber, 10% farm mohair locks. And this one, so you can see the locks, you know, all the curls coming out and texture in that. This is a super fun, this was a really fun spin. I loved playing with the locks and having the little curls hang out. So I have spun both of them. I keep them in the bag with their tags. And I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to core spin it or, you know, and imply it into a core spun or what I'm going to do with it just yet. Waiting for it to talk to me. And then what else? So those are both from Wafa sales. That one is from a different vendor. That one's actually from last month. Hidden Pastures. That's who that one came from. The Wafa sale this month, honestly, I've been so busy I haven't actually paid attention. I had Connecticut Sheep and Wool, then I went to Hurricane Hills shearing day, and then this past weekend, it was Mother's Day, and I went to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, which I hadn't been to before, so I wanted to check that out. It was actually a rough day. Being the age that I am, my body decided it was very achy that day. I was very uncomfortable. Almost thought maybe I shouldn't be driving 2 hours up there. I was just so uncomfortable. My body was just not happy that day. But I was really glad I went because there were so many great things that ended up playing out. Glad I went. So I was, oh gosh, what did I go through the barns, kind of do round one, see what I like, what I don't like. Not what I don't like, but, you know, things I'm not interested in, but I kind of make a mental note of things I'm interested in, what I want to go back to. So we did the first 2 barns, and as we were walking out, there was a tent set up across the way, and I seen the ladies like kind of standing around and one of them spinning, and I seen some other wheels, and I'm like, oh, they're doing, you know, just demo on, like they're going to sit there and spin while they're waiting for, you know, people to come through. But the thing was, I was like, ooh, that's the wheel I want. So of course I dragged my husband over and I'm like, look, this is the wheel I want. Thinking, you know, they're just sitting there with their own wheel. No, they were selling them. And of course it was a double treadle, which I like the double over the single. It was the finished. So Ashford will sell unfinished wood because some people really like to take their wheels and paint on them, decorate them, and then put like a lacquer over them or whatever. I just want a finished wheel. My country spinner came unfinished. I got a great deal on it because it had some water spots on it. I purchased that at Rhinebeck a couple years ago. So I got a good deal on it, and she threw in an extra bobbin. So I did take it home and have to put finish on it. Really didn't want to do that again. So this one was finished. It was a double treadle, which I've been looking for. When they came up, I've seen 2 ever on Marketplace. They, that were what I wanted. The timing just wasn't right. And even here, I was like, I'm not prepared to drop that kind of money right now. But, oh, it's good to know. And it's from Acre Farm, A-K-E-R, up in New Hampshire, who I've seen before on Wafa sales. I've seen them on the Farm and Fiber thing, New England Farm and Fiber, whatever we did this winter. It was virtual. And so I've seen them on both those. So I was like, oh, I know who you guys are. Well, they have a deal. They want you to try before you buy. So you actually can rent the wheels and then put a good portion of it towards the purchase if you decide to purchase. So you can purchase at any time. So if you decide you rent it for 1 month, you decide you love it, pay them out, you're done. So I was like, okay, how many do you have? 2? Sign me up. So I came home with my wheel. It's already been through. Oh gosh, this was probably almost 4.5 ounces. So I have it all set up. She's a workhorse. It is the Ashford Joy. Can't really show it on here, but I'll put a link to it. I have my country spinner, which is really for my coils and my art yarn. It goes down to a 3-to-1 ratio, super, super slow spin that you can do on there. Plus it's got a huge orifice. Gosh, that thing's like at least an inch orifice, so you can get the big things in there. I have my Traveler right here, which was my original. Oddly enough, the Traveler is on, I don't know, it has legs like an old kitchen chair. And if you've ever moved a kitchen chair around enough with the like 4 legs, they get loose. So being called the Traveler, it's not a very good Traveler. So, I wanted that to stay home. I don't want to move that around a lot. It's better here in the studio. I wanted a portable wheel that was easier to move around, but I did look at an e-spinner though. A jumbo one. Like my country spinner. But anyway, I wanted that Joy. This is the newer version of the Joy, so you don't have to make a bunch of changes to get to, the bigger bobbins and the jumbo flyer on there. It just fits right on and fits in. So you take your flyer off, you tuck it in, you fold it all up, and it goes in its own backpack. Super easy. I've already kind of taken it outside, tested it as far as, can I go sit outside with this? And because it's more of a platform base instead of the 4 legs, it's much more portable and I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but for different environments. So, totally stoked to have that. I also met another Gulf Coast farmer that is up in New Hampshire who I had heard about but had not met. That's where I might go see about a special boy. And so I'm just waiting for some word back on them. I sent them an email, but I did talk to them at length there. Let's see, what else did I have there? So the other thing I got a few things. Besides the wheel, which again, I rented it for the first month because I'm like, I don't have the money to drop right now. I'm just back to like, we'll say paycheck work, hourly work, because I don't have hourly work in the winter. I do the markets. But there's a Karen. Windridge Farm. She had this beautiful roving. To me, it was beautiful. So it was natural. One side was white, one side was gray. So it was just a strip of white and gray running all the way down. The gray is pure Romney, and the white was a Romney BFL cross. And I think it was like 4.3 ounces when we measured it. She had balls there, but I absolutely loved the white and gray. Obviously, I can go to a fiber festival and buy like a ton, but I was trying to be picky on what I got, especially with the wheel. So I've spun it up. It's plied. It is a beautiful barber pole yarn. It is quite soft and lush. I'm going to actually put this on my nitty knotty when I'm done here and get this skeined up into a nice little hank of yarn to match my others. But this isn't part of the Shave 'em to Save 'em. It was just I love the natural colors and the white and gray. So that's what we broke the seal with on the Joy. And I purchased that. She had some great fibers there, Windridge Farm. And she is out of, I don't know because it doesn't say. But she has registered Teeswater sheep, roving yarn, fleeces, and blankets. Oh, there was another lady there that was selling wool. Gosh, I think she was right next to her. She was selling wool pillows. That's something I'm going to look at in the future because I really like it. She made special covers so wool moths and stuff don't get in, and you just fluff it every night. Keeps you cool, keeps you warm, and sleeping on wool is extremely therapeutic. It's like walking outside barefoot. It's very grounding. It's actually very good for you. Is that all I purchased there? No. A couple more things. So I've been wanting one of these for a while and I just kept skipping it. I have my own little looms that we 3D print. We had wood ones at first, but they seemed a bit more fragile than the 3D printed version, so that's what I went with. Plus I put colors into it. A lot of kids wanted to use them, and the weaving needles are more stable. I don't know. They're stiffer, so the wood was kind of, I was afraid it was going to break with a kid using it too hard. But I've also wanted one of these. So this is, I have my big triangle pin loom that I love, and I have a project I need to get on there. I need a new easel for it. But this is the little zoom loom. It is a, what is this, like a 4x4? Yes, 4x4 square pin loom. It is great for, just same as the little looms that I have, the, for your scraps and stuff. But it makes, it's great for almost like granny squaring, but with weaving. So I wanted to play with one of these, and a vendor had them. So I grabbed one, and oddly, I was told, I've been knitting, so I've knit quite a few socks, and my rib tube socks are good, but like a standard sock with heel and gusset, or like a sewn in heel, an afterthought heel, they just don't seem to have the negative ease that I want. And I don't mind them on a 2s, but I'm down to like 54 stitches on sock yarn. So I wanted to try them on 1s. I do 2 at a time, toe up. I wanted to try them on 1s, and I was told that they don't make 1s for interchangeable, just standard. And I was kind of mentioning that to someone that had needles. I was like, that's kind of weird, huh? She's like, no. And she pulled up a set for me. She's like, here they are right here. So weird, but I got those. Not a big purchase, but you know, when you're like, you don't think something exists, and then you see it. I did, oh, where are you? Speaking of, the next art spin that I want to do is I want to do some lock spinning. Where did these things go? Oh, they're right at my feet. So I have a bunch locally here. We have Iris Creek she always sells her locks, and I have some beautiful natural colors that I've bought from her. I've got more up there from her. I've got another bag from her. Like, I always buy a bit. I think hers are usually like $7 an ounce, and she has all these locks. So here's some more natural colors. I think up there I've got a lot of those end up in my art bats and stuff as well. But I'm going to do some lock spinning with these. I just got to kind of brush out the tips a little bit, flick them. So that's while they're actually sitting here. But I bought some more, and this, I don't know who this, I thought the receipt went to my email, and I don't have a receipt. I saw her last year, actually had an extended conversation with her. She sells locks, and she has bags, and she has quite a few other things, but she had a big thing of locks set up. So I bought some colors from her of locks, and I don't know who it is because I don't have anything. But these are like, I think these are Cotswold, you can tell with the big locks. These are purple and pink, and they have some dyed veg matter in them. This beautiful sage green, which I love. I actually have some of this in the Leicester Lawn Wool as well. So this beautiful sage green. And then this deep kind of blue. Gosh, this is like such a deep blue. So it is a little bit of variegated, but, and those might end up in art bats. I don't know. I might lock spin them. I don't know, but I love the locks. So that was all I got from New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, which, I mean, I got a wheel, so that's enough, no? But this weekend is, and I'm wondering if it's the way you say it, but Coggeshall. It's Coggeshall farm. It's actually a museum farm in Bristol, Rhode Island. Has basically the Rhode Island sheep and wool, but it's at these museum this weekend. It is Saturday only. I believe it's 10 to 4. So if you're in the area and can make it down there, support the local vendors there. And then the following weekend, Memorial Weekend, always Memorial Weekend, is the Massachusetts Sheep and Wool. Not sure I'm going to that one. I am going this weekend though. So I will be there. It got quiet. I think the rain actually slowed down a little bit. But so those that's what's coming up. I don't know when the Wafa sale is, like I said, this month, but you can check their Facebook page, Wool and Fiber Arts. Right? Wool and Fiber Arts Association. I believe that's what it is. There's a group and a page. The page is all the public information. The group is all the members. So you can check that out. Let's see what else. That's about all my stuff. So I mentioned I have a spinning group. In our spinning group, if you spin like this with all your bobbins, all my bobbins are used up. You can see I have a black bobbin here, so it's not my wood bobbin. I have several of them actually, different styles and stuff for different wheels. This is my newest one. This is for my country spinner. I said it's a big art wheel. Big. I haven't tested it out yet. This is the prototype, but I think we've got it. So I'm going to test it out very soon. My friend's husband makes these. He 3D prints them. This itself from Ashford, I believe, is at least $80. So 3D printed, a bit more affordable. We've given him pretty much within our group every bobbin that we have to make his prototypes from. So he has basically his file for them. So if you are interested in any of those, I can certainly pass along information or to them. But they 3D print bobbins for pretty much any wheel, much more affordable than buying the standard bobbins, but they work just the same. I have actually, like I said, I have extra bobbin for my country spinner. My Joy came with 3, my Traveler came with 4. If you spin a lot or, you need storage bobbins, really that's the greatest way for them, is like having all these extra bobbins as storage bobbins. It's a great way to add to your stash of bobbins without depleting your wallet, especially if you have multiple wheels. So just throw a comment in and I can certainly share that information. I don't think they have a website or anything yet, but it was something they were looking at doing and offering to the public. So it's something they are working on. Let's see. What else? So lots of spinning. I do have, oh gosh, what else? I'm getting ready for Tour de Fleece. Not sure what my project's going to be. I'm looking at a beautiful fleece I purchased last year at Connecticut Sheep and Wool that is washed and sitting here. I have another one to wash. I have quite a few to wash, and I believe we're going to have the opening event here on the farm for, so if you're a spinner, I will put up that information once we have it. We're basically going to get together, spin, hang out with the sheep. I don't know. I don't have all the details yet. That starts the end of June. I think it's June 29th is when Tour de Fleece starts and goes through most of July. Basically, you just spin every day. I don't know. I just spin every day. There's teams that have all sorts of things. There's rest days to go along with the Tour de France rest days. There's different challenges sometimes teams come up with. So if you haven't done it and you're a spinner, it is something fun. You can spin on your wheel. You can spin random stuff. You can spin one big project if you want to, you're going to spin an entire fleece to make a sweater. So all sorts of things. Let's see, kind of looking around at what I have left to do. And I think that's it. We've got a lot going on with the farm, but it's kind of been all about spinning lately. I do have some knits. I just got an order for, I honestly don't even know how many hats it'd be for next Christmas, but I want to get that done this summer. I don't even know. It was like 4 or 5 hats. So for that one, and then someone else asked for one for next winter as well. So those will be things that I have to work on. I need to work on my Rhinebeck sweater, which is still sitting there all in its kit. I haven't even like pulled out what sizing or anything yet. But it's ready. I just got to get it done, get started at least. I think that's it. Like I said, it was going to be rambly because there was a lot. There were so many things. So lots of whips as far as spinning in progress, a couple small knits, didn't even show them today. I think that's it. So back to farm work. It's about time to get the garden in. My dye plants are ready. They've actually been hardened outside, so now they're outside now that it actually stays warm enough. Obviously getting flooded today. And let's see. Yeah, garden's next. Moving the sheep around. They've been on grass. There's pictures again on, you can check out Easy Acres Gnomestead both on Instagram and Facebook, so you can see the sheep. You can see I had a baby born on a day like this, and I thought he was a muddy mess, but he is just a brown spotted boy. He was not muddy at all, and he is the cutest little thing. He is tiny, and I have one more sheep that I know is pregnant. I have no idea when she's due. She actually had our ram lamb in September, so she's later than the rest of the flock, but she is pregnant. We could tell during shearing. And then the one I just brought home, she had, her last time she had a lamb was last May. So she may or may not be pregnant. She's not shorn yet. So that's another project. She's not shorn. The other two are still there. They've now been shorn. Their fleeces are in my car, part of the 8. And let's see. So I have to get her shorn. In the ones I sheared last fall, I may shear them now because, and it's not worth anything. It's just going to be junk wool. But because Gulf Coast released their fleeces, and they actually, mine rue. I have older bloodlines, so most of mine rue. The ones that I had done last fall are ruing. It's all coming off. So in order to avoid having a fleece with a lot of wool break next spring, I'm just going to shear their little stubs from the fall till now off and kind of get them a fresh start. They are not a sheep where I can leave a fleece on like 18 months to get it longer. It's just they release their fleeces. Whether it all just falls off or it literally has to be pulled off, it's going to be a break in the wool for next year. So I got to get that off them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And then the girl that's not sheared at all has a long fleece. So got to get that off her. So I'm going to let you go with that. That is the update. It's been a while. Hopefully it will not be 2 months before the next time I have an opportunity to get on here. Not that I'm like looking for rain like we had last year. That was a lot. It's been raining since last April, pretty much nonstop on a weekly basis with crazy flooding rains. So not looking for that, but rainy days do give me a little bit of break, give me extra time. I usually have farm work to do. The rabbits are bred. We did have a successful breeding, very successful. Second chime on this is a charm. So I tried to breed them before Connecticut sheep and wool, but it was late notice, so I don't think the babies were going to be ready anyway. But I had put them together. They just didn't seem to know what they were doing. Her due date came and went and nothing. So this time they got it done. So We have a due date on them of about June 10th, I believe. If that was 30 days, I know I've got it set in my phone to like move her to, or put her nesting box in, I think at 28 days. So she'll have a few days to make a nest. And Worldwide Knit in Public Day is June 9th, I believe, this year. It is a Saturday. I'm sure there's going to be several events. Yankee Fibers Friends is doing an event outside that day if it's nice, indoors if it's not, at the Canterbury Public Library. And I might have some critters there with me, so I'm working on that. Definitely probably my boy rabbit, possibly a lamb. We'll see who's well behaved and who I can take with me that may be snuggly. Schroeder's probably the most snuggly, and Linus. So, but Linus is older and bigger, so I might not bring him. So we'll see. We'll see what the next month brings and who I decide to bring, but I will take pictures of that. What was that one other? I just had something. I don't remember. I had one other update and I don't remember. But we do have sheep available. I could do a starter flock, or if you're looking for individual sheep, if you're local-ish. So we do have some sheep available, registered and unregistered, as well as I have a program for next year. We are going to do a sponsor a sheep program. And I don't know if that's what I'm going to call it yet, but that's basically what it's going to be. So I've looked at some other programs that are about the same. Some of them are great. Probably more than I would say I'm comfortable with putting on there. But program's going to have a variety of sponsor levels, so you get to pick your sheep. So what I'm going to do is put together profiles. I'm going to put the sheep, a picture of the ewe, and you will get to name any babies that you has next winter. There will be a level where, so you get to pick your level. You get to pick your ewe, and then pick your level. So it can be where you just want updates on the ewe, pictures, first dibs on pictures of the lambs. So you'll be the first one to see the lambs. From that ewe, you will get to name the lambs from that ewe. And we'll kind of keep you updated on those lambs. The next level will be where it will include some fiber from that ewe. Whether you just want a bit of, well, it'll be fiber. So I can't say that I can get it from those individual ewes unless you are at a level where you want to actually purchase that ewe's fleece. So that will be the difference. If you purchase the fleece, you will get the raw fleece. I will do a light skirting. I will leave in the neck. Ours is usually not too bad. We do kind of focus our feeding, so they're not coated, but we focus our feeding kind of lower. We don't let them eat over their head and let them stick their whole heads in. So they are cleaner, and I lightly skirt because that is best. If people want to comb it out, they can. It's also the softest area. So that's what we're going to do. Stay tuned for more on that. My name is Stacy. This is Flionfree Fibers. My farm is Easy Acres Homestead. We raise critically endangered Gulf Coast native sheep, as well as satin Angora rabbits. We will also have babies there available. Hope you join us next time. Hit the little bell so you know when I actually get something up and posted, because we are not regular in the summer months when it's busy. And subscribe, like, and follow along and watch the farm for updates. Have a great day. Happy spring, happy making, and see you next time.